talk to him about his heel turn.
Yeah, I mean that's in the notes here. Like, did they have a plan? Was there no plan? Like that kind of a thing.
Probably wasn't a plan. What is this? Land stewardship. I think they just run out of shit to put on the back of quarters. So
What?
I think they just run out of shit to put on the back of quarters. Change it up every once in a while or whatever. I don't know if you
Yeah.
noticed that, but
Yeah, I thought that Star Wars game was lost to time.
well,
Like,
it almost was. They almost threw it away. They were probably like, "Well, this is broke. Ain't got all the pieces. Probably just."
like it's not something I would do with it, but like for me, stuff like that, I'm like, even without the pieces, let me see how much one of these sells for on eBay. Why would you just throw it in the trash?
Mom and Rick probably don't think about that shit. They don't know nothing about Star Wars.
Other than mom thinks it's boring.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
But
I'm just like, Chad hasn't even seen the message yet. I'm just wondering, like, is he awake?
maybe not. Guess they give him a, I don't know. If he doesn't show up, do we just do it?
No.
Because the rest of the week, like I said, the rest of the week, if we do it, it's gonna have to be at like 11 o'clock. So it'll be 11 o'clock, Chad.
Good luck to me editing that.
We did it last week. Wasn't last week in a late show?
No, no.
No,
It was going to be at one point, and then it wound up not being because we had to change days.
How much time you want to give him?
Like maybe
Because we're at 3 minutes now.
we're at 3 minutes now. Give him another few minutes.
And then I guess if he texts back and be like, "Hey, I was in traffic or something," then we can be, well, just kick it back on or whatever. Who knows? What day did you say you wanted to do WrestleMania? You said WrestleMania 8?
Yeah, Thursday night.
Thursday?
Yeah. Usually I do Friday nights because 90% of the time, if I'm not off Saturday, I close on Saturday. But this Friday or this Saturday, I'd have to be in at like 8 in the morning.
So I just wanted to watch it again to jog my memory, even though I know every.
Yeah, I've watched that WrestleMania so many times. I don't even know if I'll have to watch it.
I just want to be able to remember things they said in commentary and stuff.
Yeah.
Like little things Bobby might have said that you missed or something, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, I'll remember Reba McEntire and what the hell, use the bell, and
Rob the Cradle and Paul Ellering, something about the cradle and the grave.
yeah. They said we were on a runaway train. Well, now, look who's driving the train.
And 75% of that audience probably didn't even get it.
Nope.
They didn't even know who the hell Paul Ellering was.
We'll talk about it when I do my show, but I kind of wrote it down a little bit, but like LOD have a match on this Raw, and Farouk ends up accidentally calling them the Road Warriors, and then Vince just starts calling them the Road Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's like, "Oh, the Road Warriors in action here," and like Law, like, "There are Road Warriors." Like, why don't you just call them the Road Warriors?
Right. It was, for Vince, it was a name thing.
Oh, but then they'd still end up calling them the Road. They didn't just call themselves Road Warriors or something.
Mm-hmm.
Just call them that. And in WC in like NWA, they were the Road Warriors, the Legion of Doom. You know, it's like, ugh. It's like just call them the Road Warriors, the Legion of Doom.
Yeah.
The first Legion of Doom was funny, like a little, like people forget about that it was like a faction.
Wasn't it like Roberts and King Kong Bundy and
Yeah, and Animal is a biker, like his biker chaps and stuff. They're like, that's gotta go. And then he tried to bring it back in WWE in like 2008. It's like, what are you doing? You can do that now. It's like they're gonna team. If Vince Russo was here, you'd be teaming with like Tatanka, the real man's man, William Regal, Boss Man.
coming out to YMCA.
Yeah. Well, we're at 7 minutes.
It looks like he's seen the thing. So maybe he's like, fuck those niggas. He could maybe he forgot that the AEW pay-per-view was tonight. Maybe he wants to watch that. We'll give him a couple more. Just because I see that he's seen the message.
I could have seen him and like, no.
Not tonight. Here we go. Hello, sir.
Hey, what's up, guys?
How we doing?
I don't know. Jess, apparently she must be drunk or something. She couldn't figure out how to do it. Get the phone all going. Like I said, what do you mean you can't figure out how to do it? Jess, what the fuck was that? I'm walking right behind you to leave to go downstairs too, and you grab the door and close it as I'm trying to open it.
You're gonna sit downstairs and do a show?
Why? Yeah, why not? I mean, AEW's coming on anyway.
Yeah, I forgot about that when I said let's do this Sunday night. I figured I didn't even think about that pay-per-view being tonight.
That's what I was telling Jess. I said apparently you guys aren't fans.
I honest to God, I watch it later. I pirate it and watch it later.
I don't even know how to. I mean, I've given up on that. I don't know how to do that anymore. Like not watch it, but
right.
Watch it, pirate it.
Yeah. I guess at this stage, I like it that way better. That way, if there's some shit I don't want to see or whatever, I can just fast forward it and not have to even sit through it. But I sat through the CCW show, so.
Well, I had some moments.
Mm-hmm. But I will get us going if you guys don't have anything else. We'll just get going so we can get done.
Go ahead.
All right. This week on Reliving the Extreme, we are discussing the episode of ECW from July the 12th, 1994. Nate Maxon, your host, here with you, along with my brother Aaron.
Hello, everybody.
And our good friend from ECW, Mr. Chad Austin.
Just don't call me a monkey boy.
That's coming up.
I don't want to be a monkey boy. I'm not a monkey boy, anybody.
That word was definitely overused in this episode of ECW. As we're heading toward the July 16th show, which is going to be Heat Wave, which we will be doing next time around because that is on the Peacock. I think actually I may even see if there's a YouTube version so we don't have to see the Peacock, hear the Peacock music. But that being said, the beginning of this show this week, if you didn't see last week's show, you didn't have to because they pretty much played most of it.
If you didn't see last year's show, oh my God! I mean, enough, dude. I know. Every single week we do this, and we always goof and call it. Oh, it's recap champions. They're recapping their whole entire existence,
Yeah, they recapped
Recapping the recaps.
dude. They're like Andy recapped. Like there's hot fries, and then there's hot refried.
You got the cheddars. There's cheddars in there too. The cheddar fries. It's fantastic, but not really. But yeah, they did. They at the beginning of the show, probably if anybody's watching along, you can fast forward to the first 6 to 8 minutes of the show because it was all footage from last week and the week before from Hostile City Showdown.
What do you mean? Fast forward the first, what did you say, 8 minutes?
I think it was about 8 minutes, the first 8 minutes.
Well, you could have fast forwarded the first 38 minutes. I mean, was there anything new on the? I always show you my notes,
Mhm.
and I try to take copious amounts of notes. I want to, but when I write the word recap 15 times on a piece of paper, just, I mean, how does company survive? I don't.
Aaron even said before we started recording he didn't even have many jokes this week.
Yeah. I'm not going to recap my joke from last week.
Oh, well, that's okay because the Pitbull is going to wrestle.
The show starts out with a matchup between Taz and Jimmy Snuka, or I guess the Tasmaniac, as he is still called, and as we're going on here. And Joey Styles is back on commentary, which I guess is a positive to get rid of Willie.
You can go back to Jiffy Lube, where the fuck, just go away. Back to his dad's ranch.
Hang out with Joel.
Yeah.
Oh, if his dad's got a ranch, that doesn't sound so bad.
Yeah, well, Bill Watts. I'm assuming Bill Watts has a ranch. He's out there with Joel and Eric. They're bringing in the herd.
Well, I don't think Bill Watts has a black son. So, I mean, you can insinuate all you want about. Yeah, but I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's happening.
Right.
Well, Taz and Snuka essentially do nothing here most of the time. Hunter Q's still around in Snuka's corner. A lot of staring at each other. I don't have a lot of notes on this. I did note that I think we're headed toward, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, Taz changing his personality some because Joey's even hinting here Taz is looking more human as during his commentary.
As opposed to
Cro-Magnon, I guess.
I mean, the guy has enough. The guy has enough wherewithal that he knows how to put the right leg in the right, pants, thing, and he can pull up his singlet, and he can get a ride to the venue. So therefore, you would think the guy has some sort of sense,
some sort of humanity. Yeah.
Nah.
And he can drive. He can do all those things.
I don't know. I don't think so. Apparently, that's not what they're going to have you believe.
No, we're supposed to believe he's like a thought out caveman or something.
A mongoloid.
A mongoloid, yes.
Mongoloid.
Taz mongoloid.
What are you? You don't know my neighbors? Like, you can't say that. You don't know him. You never met him.
Again, they didn't do anything in this match really. The finish was Hunter Q pulls the ropes down, thinking that he's going to have Taz go over the ropes, and instead it's Snuka that he pulls the ropes on. And then such a weird thing here because you have, here we go with Monkey Boy. Hunter Q berating Jimmy Snuka, continually calling him Monkey Boy, with Taz interfering with that. And then the Pitbulls come out to attack Taz, and Snuka and Hunter Q just dip that and walk out together. Like their fight doesn't even continue.
I like how you said that. They come out to attack Taz. Yeah, they did all right. I mean, they attacked the shit out of Taz. I mean, I can't remember the last time anybody's did that kind of number on Taz.
You mean like the recap they showed us first thing on the show?
Dude.
Jesus Christ.
That whole, I mean, when there's two guys beating up one guy and the guy's on the ground and then all the two guys are doing is just continuously just delivering like forearms to the back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just like, enough, dude. That's terrible. It looks pathetic. It makes you look pathetic. But I mean, at the time, you don't realize that, right?
Right.
But it looks awful. You're just smacking on a guy, and the guy's in a fucking turtle shell position, and you're just beating him.
I was surprised to see Hunter Q, but then I realized I think I know why Jimmy Snuka always had like a Hunter Q or a Metal Maniac with him. I think I figured it out. I think it's because if he ever felt the urge to kill again, he would have somebody to pin it on. Like he'd be like, I didn't do it.
It was the Metal Maniac?
It was the Metal Maniac where Hunter Q did it.
Well, that's not a bad idea.
Don't you accuse me of murder, Monkey Boy.
Monkey Boy. So yeah, that's what I think it was. But this was horrible all the way around. Just bad. They did nothing. Nothing really happened, and it was just weird. And like, why was Rebel out there? It's like, what the fuck is going on?
Well, I mean, why would Rebel be out there?
I have no idea.
I mean, what else are they going to do with him?
Well, they're going to have him fight you later.
I mean, yeah, I mean, you can only air me and him so many times.
Well, then Snuka appears to be trying to go and help Taz against the Pitbulls, and Hunter Q gets him to leave. Like I said, I love how they had their dissension, and then like 15 seconds later, they're just back to the manager apprentice relationship there. Was that a step or a gigantic stool that Taz had in the ring? Did you notice that?
I don't know, but he definitely wasn't doing any painting in my living room with that fucking whatever it was that he got in that he stepped on.
It's like, Jesus Christ, that thing looks fucking heavy.
The entire segment is a gigantic stool.
Oh, good night. There you go, right there.
Well, moving on from that segment to the next one, the Sandman now faces ECW TV champion Mikey Whipwreck. Now, a question that I had for you guys, were those chants, when the Sandman sucks and the Mikey chants, were those put in there? Because I didn't see anybody chanting.
Yeah. I think I made a note of that myself. About that. I was just like, wow, Sandman's kind of over with the fucking spirits.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm like, everybody. It looks like when they used to chime in the Goldberg chants when no one's chanting Goldberg. And like, yeah, I don't know if ECW would have done that at the time because I've never seen the original broadcast, or if WWE did it. And if WWE did it, why did WWE feel the need to do that?
Yeah, that was something. I don't know. I agree. I totally agree with you, man. I totally agree. I feel the same way. It was just like there's nobody chanting. I mean, like, it's not like Tatanka was coming out or anything.
This match was what it was. It was a way to keep Mikey with his underdog character going and to continue the never-ending saga between Tommy Cairo and the Sandman
as the trailer park turns.
Oh, it's coming to an end.
An abrupt end.
Yeah, it's coming to an end.
The tornado is about to hit the park.
So what do you think? Do you think at the end of the day, does Tommy Cairo pay his bill?
He gets evicted.
He got evicted
from the entire promotion.
So he was a freeloader and he couldn't pay his bill.
What a deadbeat, that Tommy Cairo.
Yeah, it seems that way, doesn't it?
Paul Heyman's like, he's my kind of guy.
Yeah. So I'm not going to pay him or book him again.
He's trying to steal my gimmick. I'm the freeloader that doesn't pay his bills around here.
That's right. Mom, when's dinner?
Aaron, you have any notes on this matchup? I know Sandman, that one flying elbow was pretty sloppy. That first one.
A lot of it was pretty sloppy. Sandman Mikey takes a hell of an ass kicking. And
you ain't kidding, Mikey took hell of an ass kicking, man.
Like you feel like, even though it's not real, you still feel the sympathy for Mikey because he just had there every week getting it fucking handed to him. And then Cairo came out and hit Sandman off the top rope with the cane, and the ref didn't see it, but then he saw him hit Mikey, so he disqualified the Sandman. And Mikey is still television champion.
Heading into a conference. Oh, go ahead, Chad. Sorry.
As much as I'm not a Mikey fan, like me and Mikey aren't like the best of friends or anything, and I do like Mikey, and I mean we can kind of like coexist, you know what I mean? But we're not like going to go out and have lunch together or anything. That poor guy. Jeez Louise, man. That guy got his ass whipped.
Week in and week out.
Severely. And it almost makes me feel, it almost makes me fear like I should have been that guy. Because that would have been me had I not did what I did. But fuck, I could have been Mikey, but I don't want to do that. My mom would have told me to quit a long time ago.
But and like I've said on the show before, I think that before he came along, it felt like that was what was going to be. This was going to be you, I guess, is what I'm trying to say without tripping over my tongue. But and then he came along and they decided to roll with him in the gimmick, I guess, which is why they're promoting a match between Chad and Mikey at Heatwave for the ECW TV Championship.
Hey, that match, I mean, I got to tell you, man, that match was a lot more over in hindsight than you guys probably think it was. Not putting me and Mikey over, because me and Mikey didn't know fucking shit from Shinola as far as, like what we were doing kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But afterwards, when we got done, we got a lot of praise from a lot of people about that was pretty good. And Meltzer was even in attendance for that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he gave us 3 3/4 stars.
Well, and you guys are both at this time anyway. You guys are both over with the arena crowd too. It seems like, I don't hear anybody, or I don't see anybody having a negative reaction to either one of you.
Yeah, but it was like we were over with like a quarter of the ECW crowd. You know, it was like a quarter of the crowd didn't like me, but because most of them knew who I was anyway from hanging out at the hotel bar anyway, and a quarter of them knew Mikey from what they were doing. So you know, it all kind of like oh, it's Chad and Mikey. It's our two little buddies,
right?
And it kind of hurt us at the end, you know, because I totally think that the match we had at the arena, I think was really, really, really good. But I think the match we had the next night was better because me and Mikey never had touched before.
Okay.
So the second night was like on the boardwalk in like Jersey or whatever. And I thought we had a better match, but nobody saw it.
At the end of this episode, they actually even mentioned that. The New Jersey show, because they talk about Saturday night is the ECW arena, and then they say and Sunday in Jersey, and they show the and of course they in the WWE network they block out the phone number or whatever. But so that was and that one probably wasn't recorded, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I don't have no idea.
The next segment we have here is Long and Dumb.
I'll tell you what's long and dumb is the fact that my wife just fucking put on the goddamn AEW pay-per-view and it said that it was like 139, 59, 75. It's 3 installments. What the fuck?
What the hell?
How the hell am I going to watch this goddamn show?
I don't know. It's not letting me record it either.
And she's saying that you can't even record it.
Well, they said you could get it on Sling, so I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll check it out. And they want $50 for it. And you know what they said? They were like $50, but it's the only time you can watch it.
Yeah, like
so
right now.
Well, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I figure I'd go upstairs, take a nap, wake up, put the show on, start it from the beginning. No, it's saying no. You're watching it from right now, and then I don't give a shit whether you like him or not. You're gonna watch Bobby Fish, and you're gonna like it because that's apparently what it is.
Well, thanks a lot, AEW. Maybe if they get this deal with HBO Max, it'll be like then the pay-per-views will just be on there.
Or they can get a deal with the fucking Animal Planet because they got Bobby Fish. Because apparently they don't mind throwing his fucking I don't know what the fuck I'm doing ass out there. Only thing I know how to do is grow a mustache.
A weird one at that.
Yeah. Like I work at Pappy's.
You still got that dinosaur, right? He's an animal. So there's a couple of animals on there. You got a fish and a dinosaur.
Yeah, but at least the dinosaur is like he looks legitimate. I mean, what's an O'Reilly?
It's an auto parts store.
Is it Archie Mitchell all drunk? Oh, he's being an O'Reilly again.
On Patty's Day, I'm Archie O'Reilly.
Yeah. That's coming up.
If you smell what the O'Reilly's cooking.
Oh, good Lord.
Well, speaking of people that don't know what they're doing, up next we got the Public Enemy. And they are, I just put Public Enemy walking and talking. And they're still walking and talking. Were they in the arena? Were they in a warehouse? Where the fuck were they?
From what I believe was they weren't too far away from the studio.
Mm-hmm.
And the studio wasn't at the arena. It was like in a suburb.
Is it the same studio as when Gilbert was there? Like, were they still working out of the same studio?
No, I don't think so. I think that's when Paul. I mean, because Paul would or Paul / Eddie, I don't know, would burn bridges with different companies over
by
production.
not paying their bills.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. That's why, like when they were like, remember the Valley Forge shows?
Yes.
Like they had the best place you could possibly imagine, but it's not for free.
Right.
You can't just squat in a, you know what I mean?
They had 26 wrestlers squatting in an arena. Somebody's going to find out.
They're just gonna take over a TV studio. Yeah, it doesn't work that way, but yeah, I mean, and the TV suffered because you could totally tell there wasn't anything in the can, right? You could totally tell that.
Yes. This is the, other than like two things on this show, this is absolutely, this is what's left. We have a show coming up Saturday, and this is what we have left from the last taping we did.
And that's a shame.
Public Enemy in this thing, they find Hack Myers, and
Half shirt hack.
what's that?
I decided in this thing he's half shirt hack.
Half shirt Hack.
That's the best.
I didn't understand. I mean, I understand that they're picking Hack Myers to be their partner, but was Hack supposed to be high? What was anybody know what the hell's going on here? Like,
I think it was. I actually don't know, but because I wasn't there when they did it, because I never saw this before, and I thought he was supposed to be like homeless, like downtrodden. But hasn't Hack already been on TV?
Yes, that's why I didn't understand what was going on. I'm like, are they just wanting us to forget that we've already seen this cat on TV like 4 times?
Yeah,
and just
and he can't even speak for himself. He can shake his head, yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, all right, enough. I don't even know. I mean, I'm not even sure that. I even wrote, is Hack drunk? Is he supposed to be drunk?
Exactly. Like I said, I could not figure out what they were.
I think he was supposed to be homeless, and he was on Ripple, and they just found him. And
he was on Ripple?
Yeah, he's drunk on Ripple, and he's now part of the Public Enemy because he's big and fat, and his shirt, the shirt Johnny had, fit him. So they were like, "All right, you're part of the Public Enemy now."
Well, then there you go. That's the kind of thing you get for them kind of people that are like that kind of shit. That's the kind of thing people's fucking like. I mean, I kind of watched it and I kind of cringed because, I mean, I was friends with Hack, and I was just kind of like, wow, you're just now coming in, you've had a couple of things, before this, and all right, man, good luck, buddy. Kind of pat him on the shoulder.
Yeah, it's like, well, you've gone from getting to work with Terry Funk to this garbage.
Yeah,
I
don't know.
I
don't know what the fuck this is.
Around and work with Terry Funk again, though. So I mean,
right, true. So essentially, like Aaron said, they essentially made Hack a member for the night of Public Enemy, because later on they're going to face the Funk Brothers and Tommy Dreamer in a 6-man match, and we'll get to that soon. But I will say this:
well, they certainly didn't look too far. Like they didn't go out and look far and wide.
No.
If they would have just pretty much walked past Hack, they would have probably seen me and Don E sitting there, or Joe Hartgood and Dino Sendoff.
Yeah,
they would have. Well, Wolfman was way gone at this point. No, but they would have seen like 7 or 8 other competent competitors for the same exact spot, but no, they didn't.
They chose Hack.
Yeah, they went right there, and like that to me, like I've got to be honest, because I know what I could do. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I know how good of an actor I could be, and if you put me in a certain situation, you put me in that same situation that Hack Myers was in. I would have, nailed it. I would have nailed it. All I had to do was pretend to be drunk. I mean, if you would have gave me 15 minutes, there wasn't going to be any acting involved.
And it would have been so much more convincing.
Yes, because I am drunk. What's the matter with you people?
My wife
Hack
usually
didn't drink either.
Usually when I watch these shows, my wife sits there, on her phone or whatever. She never says anything. She doesn't look up. She's not a wrestling fan. When this thing was on, she looked up at the screen and went, "What the fuck is going on? These guys' voices." Yeah, I'm like, yeah, they're fucking annoying.
Yeah, it was, dude. I mean, I don't know. They got a long way to go before this stuff gets any fucking halfway decent.
Aaron, anything
before it gets any halfway decent?
Any even a quarter of the way decent, halfway decent.
If it can start the car on the way to Decentville.
Just pretty much what you guys just said. I just wrote like whatever this is fucking brutal. Like I don't know what this is. But it's fucking
This
brutal.
is brutal.
Like, and it's almost torture to watch it.
Very low rent. We get a promo next from Shane Douglas, the ECW champion, and Mr. Hughes. They show us some highlights of Mr. Hughes giving people the spike slam and et cetera, talking about being Shane's protection. Shane cuts a pretty good promo here, talking about Bret Hart, inviting Bret Hart to come face him, and Bret Hart won't answer his challenge. Ric Flair, come face me. He won't answer the challenge. He says he saw Sherry on TV with Bob Barker. But no, it wasn't Bob Barker. It was Ric Flair's old piece of shit ass. I like the Bob Barker line. I thought
it was funny. And he said that basically he didn't even say it was old. He said that it was Ric Flair, that dried up old piece of shit. That's what he said.
He said it. Yeah, he was like 72-year-old
Bob Barker.
I'm like, Bob Barker? I would have called him Bob Eubanks. Or who's the guy that had the Bob Newhart?
Bob Newhart.
Call him Bob Newhart. His show was on before all of them. Or he could have called himself Bob Armstrong. Because he was around before everybody was. He invented dirt, I think.
He's officially the oldest Bob.
Bob Armstrong? Oh, he has to be, right? There's no doubt. Bob Armstrong has to be the oldest Bob in the world. I mean, living, not living, he had to have lived the longest life as a Bob.
And isn't he's one of those guys, too, that to me always looked old.
Well, he was supposed to.
But he did kind of crush his face. So, I mean, that happened.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it doesn't. Aaron. I'm
not saying anything bad. I'm just saying.
I mean, just because you had a bunch of weight smashed on your face, it doesn't age you.
It would age me. I'd be like,
yeah,
I'm 80 now.
It doesn't age you to where all of a sudden you got wrinkles and bifocals. Like he's out there parking in special spots. I don't think so.
It would fuck me up.
Well, after Shane's promo, we get a promo of a different kind.
Hold on.
Oh, go ahead, Aaron. Sorry.
Don't forget that Mr. Hughes is telling 911 not to get in his face. I mean, who's not wanting to see that fucking match?
Oh, yeah. I mean, don't forget that.
Everybody wants to see that one.
Oof.
Oh, yeah. Everybody wants to not see that one. I mean, can you imagine? Seriously, honestly, what do you think was going through like Paul's like head when he's going in post production, going, "We're gonna put together like a graphics package for that match." Oh, people are gonna want to see this, and somebody had to have been. There had to have been a guy like me who said nobody wants to see this.
Nobody wants to see this.
No, I mean, for Pete's sake.
Even for 30 seconds, no one wants to see this.
Like, I can think of a whole bunch of them little like things. For God's sake, for Pete's sake. Oh, Pete's Christ. Oh no. What
Heavens to Betsy.
Heavens to Betsy.
Heavens to murder.
What's the matter with you? Didn't you learn anything? You know what I mean? You can throw all them out there, but no.
It's like, yeah, it's the same principle as when Vince McMahon was like, we need at WrestleMania an injured Undertaker versus an over-the-hill King Kong Bundy. That's what we need at WrestleMania. It's kind of the same principle. You think?
Well, I didn't see a problem with that at all. I thought
good.
that's exactly what the WrestleMania needed.
Looks good on paper, maybe, to have two giants or what have you, or what you require as or call your giants, but
not giants. They were behemoths.
Behemoths.
Yeah, come on.
The next thing here is Chad Austin comes to the ring and cuts a promo on the ECW arena crowd, and we'll go into that in detail. But Chad, did they have a plan at this point? I know that's a silly question. You're probably going to be like, no, they didn't have a fucking plan. But did they have a plan? Was Paulie telling you something? Is this going somewhere?
No, Paul had a plan. That's without a doubt. But he didn't tell me anything. Because if he would have told me anything, then the next couple of months probably would have never have happened.
Okay.
Because you can't call Paul. You call his house, you get Maddie answering the phone, who pretends like he's the mystery house guest, and then you get you get Paul pretending like it's not Paul. You know what I mean?
So weird. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just the whole thing, because I don't know what do you want me to do? Is it okay for me to take other bookings?
Mm-hmm.
Can I work for somebody else because you're only running maybe 3 shows a month?
Yeah,
not even the arena, just Montgomeryville, a spot show. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So is it fair that I don't work, or is it okay if I do work? And apparently, at the time, it wasn't the greatest thing in the world that I did work. but it came back to benefit me for a little while.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you're right though, because they would run like you said, a spot show. They'd do the TV taping at the arena, and they'd have one of the big shows at the arena, maybe another spot show. So yeah, you're talking only 3 or 4 dates per month.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that kind of sucked because a lot of talent just didn't want to commit when they could work. I don't know. That was good. When you could work a different schedule and work like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Like Coronan, like him.
Mm-hmm.
He could work the whole rest of the week.
Well, and I guess I don't understand why would, as long as you show up for his shows, why would he care if you were working somewhere else?
I know. That's the reason why I work somewhere else. Because I figure if I just show up not being booked, I mean, I didn't see my name on the screen. I didn't see my name being advertised. He never called me and booked me for the show, right?
Right.
So if I took a booking somewhere else, why would I feel bad about I missed an ECW show, and why would I think I would get any heat over it? You know?
Yeah.
Well, I guess loyalty. I don't know. Whatever, dude. I mean, yeah, loyalty over royalties. I guess I don't know.
Aaron, you want to run down this segment for us with Chad in the ring?
Well, Chad comes out. He calls Sabu a circus freak. Then talks about the insiders in the arena. Then he called them scumbags. Was that something you decided to call them, or did Paulie say go out there and call them scumbags?
No, that was 100% Paul, because I don't even know what I would have called him. I probably would have called him ham bones. And then Paul would have just said, I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. And I just said, dude, they're ham bones. They're just fucking slices of meat. I mean, if I would have known then what I know now, I would have said, every single one of you fat people look like Archie Mitchell. Look at you.
Nuclear heat.
Yes. They would have rioted.
Then Chad, the Rockin' Rebel, comes out. Chad continues to call everyone scumbags, and then he lays down and allows the Rockin' Rebel to pin him 1, 2, 3. And then they recap that. They do a replay of Chad laying down for Rebel and getting pinned 1, 2, 3.
I don't think that I had reached puberty yet. If you listen to my promo, I'm like screaming, "Yeah, I'm gonna give you a present." I'm just like, oh, good Lord. You can clearly tell it's one of the first 4 times I probably ever used a microphone before, right?
I like the added touch of when you lay down for Rebel and he gets on top and he puts the fist up and you're like, no, you don't need to do that. Like, it's like, you don't need to punch me in the face.
This
It's
is
fine.
a trick.
Yeah, this isn't a trick.
Oh, see, I don't know that. Yeah, that was just that. I just came because I didn't trust Rebel. I figured Rebel would have done that, would have punched me in the face. Like, just I figured he at least would have gave me a big slap.
Right.
And I'm thinking, like, well, that's not what this angle is. Like, we're not going anywhere with this, you know?
Yeah. No, there's no reason for me to take any kind of physical abuse.
No,
this isn't going anywhere anyway.
Not when I'm being vulnerable to you, and I'm laying here with my body wide open. I'm gonna allow you just to just backhand me.
But that was the Chad Austin segment on this show. The heel turn, if you will. And up next, we have a Woman and Sandman promo talking more about Tommy Cairo. And Aaron, anything on this one? I don't have a note on it. Just
Not really.
More of the same. Pay your bill, Tommy Cairo.
Ready for it to be done.
Well, and they need to go to a fucking an agency, because going on TV every single week completely is not working to get Tommy Cairo to pay his bill. They need to go
shit.
they need to go to a debt collector. And seriously, Tommy, this is your final notice.
We'll even make a settlement.
Yeah.
At this point,
we're gonna have to repossess your car.
Oh, good Lord! Why would you do that? Why would you do that to the fucking repo company?
You have to repossess your Datsun that you're living in.
Yeah, I mean, that's not really doing anybody any favors.
Up next, we get a good promo from Paul E. sitting out back of the ECW arena with the wind blowing through his hair, talking about the match coming up between Sabu and Shane Douglas at Heatwave And of course, it's a good Paulie promo. They're never bad, but he is essentially saying the same thing that he said last week and the week before.
Yeah, it was pretty good, man. That was a
Mhm.
pretty good promo. Which leads me to believe, because where it was at, that he had the opportunity to do as many as he wanted to do.
Yeah.
It was right there behind us, right out back in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
Let's see here. Sorry. And now we hit to the main event, unless you had anything else on Paulie, Aaron.
Nope, just it was the typical good Paul Heyman promo.
Now we get to our main event 6-man match. It is the Public Enemy and Hack Myers. What did they call him?
The Hopeless Hoodie.
The Hopeless Hoodie.
The Helpless Hoodie.
The Helpless Hoodie. Hack Myers against Tommy Dreamer, Dory, and Terry Funk.
All right. Well, it's Chad Austin Demira at well, I don't know what it is, Yahoo, Twitter, whatever the fuck. There's no chance of spending a whole lot of time on this. There's none whatsoever. I'm doing this.
The only note that I have from the match before all the shit starts after the match is, all right, folks, for those of you that haven't seen it, essentially the beginning of the match, the Public Enemy take out Dory Funk and Tommy Dreamer on the floor down the aisle. So now the three men have Terry Funk in the ring by himself. They've isolated him.
Yeah, but they were late taking out Dory Funk because Mother Nature had already taken him out months and months before that. Like they're playing Terry Funk's music, and Terry Funk started walking to the ring on Tuesday. And then all of a sudden he's out in the middle of the ring, and then he's waiting for, here comes my brother. And Dory's is like, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Where am I at?
He lumbers, Dory lumbers to the ring very slowly.
Dude.
And Joey Styles says Dory is clearly visibly upset. It's like he has no fucking idea what's going on. He looks like Vern Gagne in the nursing home.
Like how much would you give to live, like, I don't know, I would just say 12 hours in Dory Funk's brain. Just to walk around with Dory Funk's mentality. Like I'd love to know, what the fuck does this guy see?
I thought you meant actually live in his brain. I'd have been like, it's all mushy in here.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, what's going on here? Like, you know, what are you guys seeing? Or what is he seeing? Because, I mean, and don't get me wrong, I'm still a fan. I still think a lot of his work was incredible, but I still think it just takes, I don't know, what the hell, man.
Oh, no, I'd never take anything away from Dory's ability, but we're talking about ECW in 1994. And at this point, if we're isolating this moment in time, it's sad to watch.
He comes lumbering out. You know, he's got the little fucking, as Aaron says, the little lemon head, the little curly Q up there, and he just kind of like, all you can do is like do them forearms
and headlocks.
Yeah. He grabs a guy in a headlock and then gives him a forearm. Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, well, I mean, yeah, that's Dory Funk Jr. I mean, I couldn't believe that I didn't take the kids that I don't even have there to show them. That's just Dory Funk Jr.
Hit that weak ass chair shot on Johnny Grunge.
Where he put it on his head?
Yeah. You can tell like the people wanted to be like the boo, but there was like, fuck, it's Dory Funk. Like, but it's just Dory shouldn't have came back for this.
Well, they realized that Dory came a long way. So I mean, no, I mean that seriously. He came all the way from Florida, or he may have even been in Japan even before that. So he came a long way, and the fans were more than respectful for what Dory was capable of doing. If that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how long it takes to get from Florida to Philly on a rascal?
Oh, no, I don't.
A very long time.
Oh, it does. And there's Marty all coaching him along. Come on, Dory, you got this. Jesus, it's one of the. No.
These 6 dudes brawl all over or if you want to call it that, and then out of nowhere, Tommy Dreamer, I believe he hit a DDT on Hack Myers on a chair. They showed it so briefly. I think it was a DDT, and pins Hack Myers to end the match. But this whole match was an intention to get pretty much the entire locker room out into the arena. They like to create these moments of chaos, which, like we've said before, at the time it was different. But Shane Douglas attacks Tommy Dreamer, and then pretty much the locker room empties to break them up. Joey says probably 7 times here, the entire ECW locker room is out here. The entire ECW locker room is out here. And then in the middle of all that, they try it, Chad. They really do. They try to get you to want to see Mr. Hughes versus 911.
Did they try hard enough?
They couldn't try hard enough.
How would you have done that? I mean, what was it? It was basically just the 2 guys kind of bumping into each other, right?
Bumping bellies or whatever, yeah.
I mean, what else could you have done?
Not tried to get it done at all. Honestly, just don't even try it because it's gonna be god awful. I don't know if they have a match or not. I honestly don't remember.
They have to.
If they do, I can't wait to shit on that.
I don't think it's on TV. I think it's where is it at? Maybe Delaware? Somewhere like that? Like a spot show? They did it like a dry run?
The something, Aaron. Something in Dover. Give me a D word for that matchup. They're in Delaware. It's
dumpster fire of Dover.
Yeah, the dumpster fire in Dover. 911 versus Hughes. Thankfully, Sabu comes out to save us from that and does some spots. And the best thing about this entire brawl is Terry Funk when he comes back in the ring. Bloodied, and he's
like, I don't even know what he had.
I don't either, but
what the fuck else did he have? He just had some shit. Looked like some like plywood with a paint project or something. I don't know.
He was backstage doing some artwork. Like, because it's the ECW arena where everybody else does other work.
This is the drawings that we have Dory do to keep him sharp.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was jeez, always. Could you imagine putting no. I'm just thinking I'm trying to think if you put a pencil on a snail's mouth. I'm trying to tell them to draw you a picture like if somebody assaulted you. Can you draw me a picture of the assailant? And then all of a sudden, after 2 or 3 hours, the cops going, seriously, can you draw me a picture of the assailant?
And when did you start drawing with poop? When did that happen? Jesus.
Yeah, what the hell's going on here?
But we end it with Terry being Terry, like I said, in the ring, and then they show the brawl continue with all the ECW stars and run down the card for the 16th of July at Heatwave. And that is how we go off the air for this week's edition of ECW. Overall, guys,
I loved all the stars that came out to the ring for that thing.
I saw
Like-
Donnie. I saw Chad.
Oh, yeah, I saw me. I saw Donnie. I saw a bunch of people that I was just like, I forgot he was there. I forgot he was there. I don't remember their names, but I forgot they were there.
I forgot he was there. I forgot who he was.
Yeah. Good seeing you.
Did you think, even though maybe it was a little flawed in some parts, what I can say is at the end of the show, I see the effort of them trying to get somewhere here, if that makes sense.
Well, I believe. That was sorry for that. That was not what I thought of the show. No, I think we were going in this direction, like in previous episodes, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like we're starting to see something. We're starting to see a little bit of light.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Is it's I think sometimes it's a matter of, like, let's say with the Pit Bulls and Taz, just as an example, they're trying to tell a story, but they're just, maybe they don't have the right people paired up. They just haven't found their rhythm, and that's that. You can see what Paulie's trying to do, and every week we say it every week, and someday it's going to happen. Every week we get closer and closer to what we remember as ECW, but the effort is there.
Right.
And again, like I said, sometimes it's a little misguided as to who you're using or who you have paired up with each other or what have you, but they're trying.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're using, the best of what they got, and apparently I'm somehow on that list of the best of what they got. Don't ask me because it wasn't my intention. Because believe me, I had no intention of being an ECW like mainstay after the first, I don't know, maybe year or so. I had no intention because I was tired of getting my brains beat out, man.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not kidding. It was getting your brains beat out.
Mm-hmm.
The New Jacks, the I don't even know, the Eliminators. The Eliminators weren't that bad, but it's still rough.
Mm-hmm.
All that shit's rough, man. And then Sandman, and I ain't that guy,
Right.
I can't even fucking. I can't even beat my. I even can't beat up my wife because she just said she will fuck me up. No, I can't even beat an egg.
Aaron, your final thoughts here before we sign off this week?
I get that there's like what you're saying about them trying to get places or whatever and do whatever they're doing, but they're doing the same thing too many times. They're telling part of the story too many. Like, how many times is Sandman and mind you, this time Cairo came out and actually got he got Sandman this time, but he fucking got attacked like 27 times. How many times are the Pit Bulls going to attack Taz? How many times, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, the stories are too repetitive, and it's like this
These guys got to watch their backs.
Like, the storyline that's gone 3 months could have got down in a month and a half. And I know I like things like in wrestling now, that shit happens too quick or whatever, but some of it, I feel like Tommy Cairo and Sandman have been feuding since Cabrini. It's like, oh my god.
Cabrini, what is that? Like, is that an era?
Yeah, I think you're right, because I think they broke up their tag team at Cabrini. Wasn't that with the big surfboard and shit? I mean, I don't remember now, but I think they did.
Yeah.
No, that's if it's not Cabrini, it's right after it.
Mm-hmm. So you're not that far off, Aaron.
Jesus, Sandman, enough. All right. Larry Winters. What?
Like, Larry Winters pulled these guys apart once.
This
has gotta go.
Yeah, when Todd Gordon like when all hell breaks loose, right?
Yeah.
And Todd Gordon goes back into the locker room and he's yelling, "Quick, quick, we need somebody. We need somebody to help bring us up. Hey, Larry Winters."
Hey, Larry Winters, have you seen DC Drake?
Yeah.
No? Okay, well then can you go do this?
Can you get out there?
When
I'm looking for Donnie Allen. Donnie Allen.
when Jay Sully and Stevie Wonderful called your first altercation, it's time to put it to bed. We're done.
I had forgotten about Stevie Wonderful.
No, nobody can forget about it. I got a tattoo of him.
Well, everybody, that is it for this week's edition of Reliving the Extreme. I want to thank you for joining us. And like I said, next time around, we will be discussing Heat Wave 1994, Chad Austin versus Mikey Whipwreck, Shane Douglas versus Sabu, the Funks versus the Public Enemy in a barbed wire match. Can't wait to see Dory in that one. And for that matter, we will see you next week, everybody, as we continue reliving the extreme. Have a great week.